respect. If you ain't talking money, then I don't want to talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then I'm still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slam.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's entertainment. We-On-Loc Nation, of course. I am your host, We-On-Loc Nation and the Loc Sector. And guess what? I'm going to be a little bit petty tonight. I'm a little bit petty because people want to get petty. So I'm going to get petty right with it. Number one. Congratulations to Donald Trump. Who cares? Who cares? The man's won the election. Let it be what it be. But come to find, you know what? It's come to find out he's already making executive orders, and it's not even January yet. He can't make any type of decisions until January. Right, but I mean, I can throw the clip on because obviously people's been talking about it. But whenever I have time, sometime around Tuesday, I'll go through the whole thing. But people are still up in arms after the aftermath of Donald Trump, raising his white fist in the air, and while grooving to 50 Cent, what was it? Many men wish death upon me, blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to do what I destined to be, and niggas trying to take my life away. He was dancing. Donald Trump was grooving to Many Men. Ask 50 Cent if he could if he could perform. He declined. And good for you, 50. Good for you. But before we get into anything, I just want to go ahead and get these advertisements out the way. Let's go ahead and get these advertisements out the way, and I will be back with you in 1.2 seconds.
Get ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025, at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an award ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 U2 categories, and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
All right, told you we'll be two shapes back in the flash. But before I play this video, I just want to let you know that not a lot of people. Hey, Diamond. No, I don't know these stupid ass commercials. It's bad enough that you got YouTube chart, well, StreamYard charging a whole bunch. Hey, Diamond, how you doing? Sounds like on Trishy's event. Yep, that's Trishy's. That is Trishy's event. Yes, that's Trishy's event. What are you? Listen, I don't listen. I'm staying out of women's business. That's what I'm gonna do. My name's Bennett, and I ain't in it. All right, what's happening? All right, well, before I get into this little soliloquy that I'm about to get into, and I'm gonna get out of your hair because it's not gonna be a long stream. I just honestly think that a lot of people do not need podcasts. They don't need podcasts. They don't need to stream. They don't need to do anything. They just simply just need to shut the all the way up. This is why I say that. You have the plethora of people. Not everybody's Dr. Umar Ifatunde's cup of tea. I said that too many times before. And if you're not an advocate of Umar, I can understand that. I can understand, but it's not the man it's not the man or let's just say the woman per se that is this type like figure and is going around the communities and going overseas and risking his hide just to be seen. It's nothing. It's more to it than that. If he really wanted to be famous, he'd be in Hollywood right now, which he did appear at one point in time in, I think it was Housewives of Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, and he was in one rap video. One. And everybody's tripping. I get it. I understand it. You don't have to explain to me a bunch of times. Yo, I get it. The man is this, the man is that, whatever. But look at yourselves in the mirror. Who did you vote for? Right? 80% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. Did they not? 80% of black men voted blue which means voted for the Democratic Party. The rest stayed, I think it's like a 12% difference. The rest stayed home. Whoever voted for Donald Trump got the victory. But whoever didn't vote for Donald Trump and voted for Kamala Harris, y'all are in an outrage. Ask yourself this question. Did Umar say, when I'm about to play this clip, did he say, what I'm about to play in this clip, was it bad? Was he telling the truth? Because look at your situation, look at your outcomes. You're dead last. You're dead last. Black people are dead last. You got immigrants coming from different countries, and this has been planned since the Obama administration, and you got the nerve to talk shit about Umar. You literally have no state, no income, no wealth, hardly any. You have rarely any wealth, rarely any power, rarely any resources. And you got the nerve to talk shit about a person who obviously his opinion is factioning. If you look at the situation, look at your results. Look at your results versus white people's results, versus Asian people's results, versus Mexicans people's results, and you tell me who's right or wrong. Without any further ado, I'm just going to shut up and I'm going to let this shit play. And like I said, there are a lot of people who do not deserve podcasts, in my humble opinion. Don't deserve podcasts, don't deserve any of this shit. Just shut up. Shut up and look pretty. I'm trying to be as nice as I can be. Let's play this freaking thing and get this shit over with because I could be asleep.
There it is. Okay, I like that you said that because that is an option. They will probably have to deeply discount that thing in order for it to go. Speaking of Diddy, his son, Christian King Combs, he said recently that he is taking over his father's social media accounts. And some people are calling him tone deaf. Like he says that he's going to be posting all the good things his dad has done, all the good things. I mean, it's just, one of his sons, Quincy, recently announced that he was putting out the documentary following their family. People didn't think that was a good idea. Now, King Combs, his other son, is saying, I'm taking over my pop's social media and I'm going to put all these good things. Do you think that's a good idea, or should they all just lay low right now? Believe that there is no nepotism involved concerning, because what he's doing is not that. There's a guy, this white man wearing a MAGA hat, and he is in the face directly 2 inches, probably 2-3 inches away from this black woman, and he is yelling at her with all his might, and she's just standing there. She's not saying.
For those who don't know, this woman is Robin Ehlers. I don't want to butcher the woman's name. She has her own radio talk show, and apparently they talk about different topics, different issues, and kind of biased, if you may ask, but nevertheless, somehow, some way, Umar gets mentioned in this podcast, and now this is not the first time it's been mentioned, and so I had to click it on, and I had to see what's up. Good, bad, or indifferent, I always listen and I always judge at the very last minute. Because at the end of the day, whether he's right, wrong, look at yourselves in the fucking mirror. Let's go.
Saying a word. She is, just standing there as he is just yelling in her face and being.
The last point I wanted to make is that it was.
So glad you can join us for this conversation today. We are on the line with Katrina Robinson, but I do want to get to this phone call before we continue the show from Fahima. Hello to you, Fahima.
Hey, Robin, and greetings to your contributor there. I agree with her. Omar Johnson is good for content. And the fact of the matter is, he's the only one that's been complaining about the money that was donated. I haven't heard anyone
that they received. I'm not mad at that. First the one, but who is the one who is gonna take lead?
You either with
Oh, here we go.
children
Oh,
living,
oh,
if you're going to cry.
But Dr. Umar has now spoken about Kamala Harris and the loss that we all feel, a lot of us deeply feel. And he had a lot to say. Katrina, I definitely want to get your thoughts on this. Let's go ahead and play it for everybody else so you guys can hear exactly what he says. It's a little lengthy, but also remember at the end of this clip, he says himself that he is the new leader of Black America. Let's take a listen and see what you think.
I'm having a little bit of a problem with the fact that y'all crying over Kamala Harris, but y'all not crying over that $30 million that the Divine Nine gave her in one night to pay for campaign ads and commercials. If you're going to cry, don't cry because a white racist political party lost the election. You should be crying because the Black Greeks gave Kabamala $30 million in one night that the Black community can never get back. That the Black community can never get back. That the Black community can never get back. Why don't you cry about the $30 billion Black women in particular, but Black men as well, spend on beauty and hair products? Why don't we cry about all these Black girls who are being sexually trafficked in this country? Why aren't we crying about all the homeless Black women with children living on the street? Why aren't we crying about all the young Black men who are losing their lives to senseless violence?
Now, I want to stop this for a second. And I want people to stop with your biases, and just think about what he is saying. Now, if a white man were to say the exact same shit, obviously you would stand up, cheer, you would, pucker up, put some lip gloss on, and start kissing the white man's ass. But if it's him, or let's just say, or I don't know, let's just say Roland Martin said it. Let's just say Roly Poly Martin said it. You will quick to shut him up, shut him out, take him down, cancel him, do whatever it is that like your biases would do. I mean, some of you women, not all, some of you women are biased. All I'm saying is just take a look in the mirror, take a look at yourselves first, and then take a look in America where it is right now. America's in a real bad shape, and under Trump, who knows? It might go back to the way it was back in 2016. It might get worse, but you put yourselves in that predicament. You put yourselves in that predicament when you spent over $30 million on the campaign to Kamala Harris. I would say $4 million, that's too much. $3 million, that's too much. $2 million, that's too much. $1 million, whatever. $30 million. You could have bought land with that money. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna keep playing clip. Sorry.
Are we crying like this for these lynching victims? Are we crying like this for these police genocide victims? But you crying for Kamala Harris? but you not crying for the $30 million the Divine Nine gave her to pay for useless commercials and ads? The money from which she's never getting back. Can we please stop the nonsense? Can we please get organized? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never, Pan-Africanism a perish. I'm the new leader of Black America. You either with me or you against me. The agenda is coming soon, 2025. Team.
Now everybody's gonna get on him because you said he's the new black leader of Black America. And you know what I say to that? Usually I would say, okay, okay, Umar, you're doing too much. That's what I would usually say. Oh, Umar, you doing a little bit too much. Umar, you're doing a little bit too much. But now that I think about it, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. I wouldn't mind it one bit because guess what? A lot of yous don't like being told what to do. But yet you'll complain. You'll get up and down and complain and complain and complain and complain and complain. And some of y'all fools sound like females. Some of y'all act like females. Some of y'all act, I can't even say the R word. It's R it. Put it that way. Try to calculate it. R it. And it has the D at the end. Put it whatever, how you want to do it. But some of y'all act childish and some of y'all act cowardly. You have no leader. Who is your leader? I'm talking about black people specifically in our community. Who is the leader? Who is the actual leader in our community? Can you tell me? Is it Jesse Jackson? Is it Al Sharpton? Who is our leader? Is it Barack Hussein Obama? Who is it? Tell me. I don't know. I don't know. I never met him. He's never been to Vegas. He's never been to Nevada. He's never been to California. He's never been to He's never been to Washington. He's never been to Detroit. He's never been to Carolina. He's never been to Virginia. He's never been to Florida, Texas. Who is he? Where is he? You have no leader. You have no leader to steer you in that direction. Because I come to find out, and this is the most harshest thing I can say, but until somebody proves me wrong, and there have been a few people that I know, shouts out to Zoe, shouts out to Claude Anderson, shouts out to my Uncle Jeff Brown. Uncle Jeff Brown, wherever you at. Salute, salute. I don't know any other leaders. Don't know them, never met them. I've met one, and he's a Pan-Africanist. Can you honestly, definitively, without all the blowback, without all the shaming tactics, can you name one leader other than Louis Farrakhan? Louis Farrakhan is 90. Who's going to take over when Louis Farrakhan is gone? Who's going to take over? He ain't going to get you organized. Is it going to be Brother RZA? I hope so. Brother RZA just got married. Maybe Brother RZA can teach young men a thing or two about discipline, starting with your dicks, because most of you need discipline. Most of you need discipline, period. Yeah.
Pan African, King Kong consciousness, you either with us or you against us.
Oh my, it was just a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. You either with us or you against us. This is what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying. But I will say this. I will say this. We talk a whole lot of mess about Dr. Umar. I know we do on this show. We talk about him or we talk, about some of the things that he says. But this man has a large following and a lot of people who want to see what he has to say. And the concern I feel is that if he does, he says the agenda is coming in 2025. If he does sort of put something together where it's making a little bit of sense, do you feel like this is a viable option for Black America? Because Katrina, we've talked about this for a long time. Who is the one? I mean, we were trying to make Kamala Harris the one, but who is the one who is going to take lead? It's hard to say everybody just come together when you don't have an actual leader. Is he a viable option?
Hell no.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Ooh, that came out before I knew it, honey. Listen, the man got 1 million followers. That is not enough to take over the free world for Black people, okay? Every time I hear Dr. and Dr. with a question mark, Umar Johnson talk,
Mm-hmm.
I think about Daniel Wayans on in Living Color. Remember he was in jail cell, he was like one fish, two fish, three blue fish. That's what he sounds like to me. And he's making no sense. To sir, what do you mean? Why are we not crying? That is why we're crying, because we lost all hope in resolving these issues by electing this fool who you obviously support. Make it make
Mm-hmm.
sense. And where's the
One, I would say, and I'm gonna be nice tonight. Dr. Umar don't support no one. He said it over 1,000 times already. He don't support the left or the right. But these are some extremists. These are some extremists that support Democratic all the way through. No Republicans included. No Republicans included. These are the people right here that support Democrats all the way through. And if you're not for them, you are against them. Secondly, you don't have you don't have to play clips. You don't have to listen to what he has to say. And 1 million followers, that's more than what you got, ma'am. Way more than what you got. I mean, what have you done for the community, ma'am? I mean, seriously, what has this person done for her community other than buy beauty products? What has she done for her community besides, uh, fuck up the ozone layer with her hair product? What has she done for her community, ma'am? What, ma'am? Ma'am, we need a definitive answer. What have you done for your community other than call out a whole bunch of nothing, and say a whole bunch of word salad? What? You got permanent marriage. Oh, see, you got permanent. He said nothing, and the only reason why they did was we lost the uh, um, we lost the Democratic vote because these people want to vote for Donald Trump. He's a Donald Trump supporter. Neither I, him, or anybody else with common sense are sitting back and chilling. We're pulling back our vote. Most of us are voting locally, which is the smart thing to do, ma'am. You don't have to vote nationally, like I told a couple of females like 2 weeks ago. But they steadily said I was a Trump supporter. So it's like, I guess it is what it is. Just because I said I wasn't voting for Kamala. I know a person that has different reasons why Kamala Harris lost. I'm gonna play that clip just for you hardhead mothers. But let's continue.
$5 million you've been raising for 10 years in a school that's never been erected. Let's talk. Are we crying about that? I mean, the best thing Umar Johnson has ever done was call out Kevin Samuels on his bull. But other than that, he has never said anything that made any type of sense to me. I think he.
Like I said, extremists. The only thing that they have on him is that he ain't opened up the school yet. It's been 10 years. It's been 5, you jackass. 5, 10. The people, whoa, they be coming up with these numbers, boy. If I had a nickel for every time somebody came up with a different number of how many times he's had the school, I'd be a millionaire right now.
People like to follow him because he's entertaining and he says the most outlandish things. And sometimes he does say things that we're thinking, but then he messes it up.
Can you rebut what he said was wrong? Can you rebut what he said was wrong? Obviously not, because this is a rinky-dink radio show, and hardly anybody listens to you. Hey, get it together. Just get it together. Now there are others that cling to her will, but I'll be playing those clips in a minute.
He messes it up.
Yeah. So I don't think he has the following that he thinks he has.
Okay, I hear you. I hear all of that. And just to be clear, I am not a Dr. Umar Johnson follower. I think a lot of his rhetoric is ridiculous. I think that he is it's just, it seems like he tries to say provocative things for the sake of controversy, right? And so, but it wins. It wins. I mean, we on here talking about him, kind of often because
again, can you rebut or push back anything that Umar Johnson has stated? No, you cannot. You simply can't, because number one, you're not intelligent enough, and number two, you're not smart enough. Number three, you're not appreciative enough to at least get him on your radio show. I'm sure he's not going to charge you anything. But even if he does, if you're the one talking about him, I don't get it. Any and everybody who don't like Umar, they always end up talking about it for clout. Clout. Would I say this woman's a clout chaser? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. But hey, isn't that everybody? Don't us content creators clout chase? Just to get the views, just to get the numbers, just to get a little bit change. I mean, ain't we content creators? Ain't that what we do?
At the end of the day, even though I might not agree with what he says, I do think it allows for good conversation sometimes. So I'm not mad at that, right? But I'm not one of those people. I'm not a Dr. Umar follower. But again, he might mix. They say sometimes you can look real good if you mix really expensive things, like one or two expensive things with a lot of other mess, right? Like a lot of really cheap, like say you're getting dressed. Yeah, that's the key to high and low. Wear something that you might wear some jewelry that's expensive, but everything else is from, Forever 21 or Zara or something. You get what I'm saying? That is Dr. Umar to me. Dr. Umar is high and lows. He might say something that grabs you. He might throw in a little jewel, something that you really want to pay attention to, but the rest of it is Forever 21 and Fashion Nova. By the way, I love Fashion Nova, so let me not really hate. I'm just saying, like, you get the expensive and the not so expensive with him. That's sort of where I go ahead.
What the hell are you talking about? What are we talking about? We comparing Umar to a outlet mall? What the hell? We got Forever 21 here, but I never been to Forever 21. I don't even know what they got in. Hey, Diamond, do you know what they got in Forever 21? I've never been in there. I picked people up I honestly pick, excuse me, I honestly picked people up from 2021 before and dropped them off at their location, but I mean, Jesus. Oh, I guess, I guess. All right, I'm gonna compare a grown ass 48-year-old man to a god dang shopping mall. Okay.
Go
No,
ahead.
I get it. Yes.
Mhm.
No, I was saying he's high in intelligence and just low in good sense. That's all.
Mm.
He doesn't really use his platform in a way that is authentic to me. I think he does say things for shock value because he knows that that's what pays him. He has to maintain a following. He has to keep people engaged. And he has to keep them talking. That's how he ended up on this show tonight by saying something outlandish as he did.
What is so outlandish about him telling the truth about women and them spending $30 million over something that over a person that they know was gonna lose? And like I said, I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to play the harsh truth. The harsh truth on you god dang Democrats on why on the reason why Kamala Harris lost. Uh, Me personally, I think Kamala Harris lost because she had all those ridiculous people up on her platform representing her. If she would have had somebody representing her who had common sense, who knew any and everything about politics, because this wasn't about fashion. This wasn't about any of those things. This should have been about the economy. This should have been about money. This should have been about projects opening up for hard-working people like myself, like others. But apparently that didn't happen. So calm down, relax, get some popcorn, get some water or whatever, chill out, relax. This is not going to be too much of a long stream.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And sometimes it's the jewels and even the some of the other things that he says that we just pull away again for good conversation, which by the way, he said in this clip. Now, I don't think he is the new leader of America. However, I will say he makes a good point in that why aren't we crying over all these other things? I want to talk to you about that a little bit more if there is some sense that he is making. I don't agree with him, by the way, about why we're crying over the millions that Kamala Harris was her campaign was donated in one night, and all the money that they received. I'm not mad at that. But he's making other points that I want to discuss. We're going to get
How would you not be mad at that? Why would you not be mad at all of the millions that you could have been buying land again? All the land that white people have conjured up, the Asians got, you don't have. Think about all the think about all the crops. Think about all the food that we need to grow for the people, especially for this younger generation. This younger generation is making noise. We just talking shit, but the younger generation is making noise, and for the possibility, for the sake, for the possibility of for argument, they're going to back it up because they ain't falling for the banana in the tail. They are not falling for the banana in the tailpipe anymore. Not anymore. We're the ones that did up. Remember, we are. We're the generation that fucked it up. So we need to get out the way for these young people to go ahead and take over the reins. But how is it that we're going to do that if you don't listen for what this person has to say? And possibly, maybe, he's right, or if he's not right, then Um, challenge them about it. Just challenge them about it. This is not their first go around. Just a reminder. They've been talking about Umar for what, a couple of months now because he's this big figure. He never claimed to be a celebrity, ma'am. He never claimed to be anything. He just wanted to help young boys get on the good track of life. But apparently, people see that as a joke. People want that fast. People want to treat this like fast food. People want McDonald's. They don't want real food that you can grow in your backyard or you can at least get from Whole Foods. No, they want that fast food from Dr. Umar. Got it.
To that, we also will get to Fahima, who is on the line with us. Right now, though, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, everybody. My name is Rich.
That I donated. He's just upset that he didn't get any of the Divine Nine money. And I wouldn't follow him if he was directing traffic. And the last point I wanted to make is that it was the Netflix movie Monster that caused the probe into the Melendez brothers case, not TikTok. The movie Monster brought up some new evidence, and that's why the district attorney or attorney general was looking into the case. It wasn't TikTok. It was new evidence in the movie. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Fahima, for the phone call. Katrina, your thoughts? Your thoughts? I mean,
Look,
I hear that point. Is Dr. Umar the only one talking about this money?
I mean, he's the only one I've heard talking about it. People understand that you have to donate to political campaigns, and there has to be a loser in every election.
Yeah.
That is a risk that you take. But your donation is your show of support and your show of belief in the candidate. It has nothing to do with a payoff for you. And so people understand when they give you money for you to use to reach your voters, to be able to canvass, to be able to run commercials, to be able to buy billboards. That's what campaign donations are for. Just like Donald Trump's people, they contributed to his campaign the last time he lost. And when he did lose, they got mad and stormed the Capitol. That was on them. But when it's a political campaign, people understand I'm going to contribute to this candidate to help them run the campaign, not to help to make sure they win. I want them to win, but if they don't, then that was my donation. God bless you.
Yeah, good point. Andy?
I know I'm not anybody, you know what I'm saying, important or anything like that.
You are very important.
But I will say that, I did have an issue with the funds that she was receiving. I understand the whole political system and, those who are running need campaign money. I get that. But I just found it interesting. Everything that Dr. Umar kind of said in that clip is what I was thinking, like the fact that folks can organize that deep and like organize $1 million something for a campaign. I feel like people can do that for other things. You know what I'm saying? You want to put that to school, do that. You want to help fix the roads. I feel like we could do that. But we're not doing that. We only do this every 4 years. I understand Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying? A woman, HB.
Shouts out to the brother who made sense. She's the only person, excuse me, he, my bad. He is the only person that made any type of sense. Exact same thing that I said.
HBCU, black women or whatnot, there was a lot of support in that regard. But I do find it interesting, like, damn, some of that money, the fact that folks organize that quick and that fast just for a campaign, we could do that for other things that are truly affecting us.
Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please, if you have not, do so in orderly fashion. Go ahead and click that button. I forgot where the button is to go ahead and become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel, so we can get this show popping a little bit further. Like I said, YouTube is tripping right now because they plan on charging a more higher price, which I want to see first and foremost if I want to continue being on this bitch or not. But $50 a month is quite steep. They went from 25 to $50 a month. Ain't nobody that goofy gonna be paying that. I'm sorry, but I'll go ahead. It's only what, 199. I don't know if it's 199 or if it's 299. I don't know. I haven't checked yet. But if you have it in your heart, please go ahead and subscribe to your boy, just so we can get this thing further along. And of course, I will be doing Discord. I still got to set it up. I want to set it up to the point where I want, for those who have been supporting me throughout the years, I want to reward you with at least a little bit of something, like a movie, um, a game, some games that we can play with some rewards and prizes and stuff like that. Let me give me some time, and I'll go ahead and set that up for y'all, because you have been a very supportive group. You've been behind me for many, many years. For those who are newcomers, bless you, bless you, bless you. Let's continue.
Mm. Katrina.
See, she ain't nothing to say. Let's go back to what the brother was saying.
But we're not doing that. We only do I know I'm not anybody, you know what I'm saying, important or anything like
You are
that.
very important.
But I will
You
say
are
that
important.
you
Part
know,
in time.
I did have an issue with the funds that she was receiving. I understand the whole political system and those who are running need campaign money. I get that. But I just found it interesting. Everything that Dr. Umar kind of said in that clip is what I was thinking. Like the fact that folks can organize that deep and like organize $1 million something for a campaign. I feel like people can do that for other things. You know what I'm saying? You want to put that to school, do that. You want to help fix the roads. I feel like we could do that. But we're not doing that. We only do this every 4 years. I understand Kamala Harris, you know what I'm saying, a woman, HBCU, black woman, and whatnot. There was a lot of support in that regard. But I do find it interesting. Like, damn, some of that money, the fact that folks organize that quick and that fast just for a campaign, we could do that for other things that are truly affecting us.
My sentiments exactly. And you know what? The fact that you produced that much money for a campaign that concentrated mostly on fashion and, I don't know, all types of other stuff, clearly is thinking in my mind, it's like you don't really give a damn about the economy. You don't really give a damn about, organizing it as one third party, as one particular I think it's a third party, however it goes, a black independent party, right? Political. We are the political people. We are the thing that keeps this thing. We are the people. We are the link. We are the chain that keeps this thing going. But we're so separated from each other. We're so separated because of our ideologies. We're so separated because of egotism. We're so ego driven. Nobody can tell me what to do. I ain't gonna have Dr. Umar tell me who the hell is he? He ain't even got school open. He needs to stop messing with them girls. He needs to stop eating that ice cream. He needs to stop doing this and stop doing that. Mother, if if it were up to me, if I was his right hand man, I'd probably take him to freaking Disneyland and leave his ass there, cause he deserves it. But he is focused on the mission. What mission y'all focused on? Getting your hair done? Getting your nails done? Going on these, what shows are y'all going? What type of these shows y'all go on? Trying to get picked by some nigga who can't even say his ABCs. Get picked by some nigga who sprays too much of that spray on trying to smell good for females. Always talking about, I got money. I got money. I got my jewelry is insured. So it's all about money to you, huh? What do y'all women get into? You know what? Never mind. Never mind.
Hmm. Katrina.
I mean, can I organize a Zoom call so we all can?
I mean, y'all doing was laughing. Y'all don't even rebut what the brother had to say. Child. That's how immature is that? I get so sick of people don't need podcasts. Sorry.
Get together, put money together so we can maybe pay off homegirl student loans or something like that. I'm just saying. We got a 3 trillion spending power or something like that. Come on now.
Can I just say this? This is
Go ahead.
You're making a good point, Andy. I hear the point. It was just, I feel that America, especially Black men and women who clearly showed up for Kamala Harris during this election, I feel like we felt it was a dire need to get her in office. No, Andy, listen to me real quick. In opposition to Trump, I felt like it was a dire need. So
Agreed.
yeah, so I think that was, and then keep in mind when she started this election, when that was announced, she didn't have a lot of time. So I felt like everyone needed to.
She had 4 years. She was VP for 4 years under Biden. What are you talking about? Oh boy, my blood pressure is about to go up.
To do their part. They needed to commit that much money to this campaign because we weren't working with a whole lot of time, the same amount of time that he was working with. So I felt like it was needed.
Well, look, she lost. Now it's time to organize right now. That same money that we put towards her campaign, we put that money towards the community to make things pop. Because
Negro, what money? What money? You wasted $30 million. What money? We need to get that money back. What? Oh, like, yeah, you're gonna go to Kamala's campaign and say, we need $30 million back, ma'am. You lost. We need reimbursement. We need reimbursement right away. That's not how that works.
Spent that money, Andy. We already spent.
It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. It's not coming back.
That money gone.
Come on now, that hurts.
Yeah. Okay, but he's making a point. To Dr. Umar's point. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we galvanizing around all these other issues? Why, when we know, are we just comfortable? Do we not have a problem with it? Are we so spread out and everyone is just kind of doing their own thing? This goes to the point that I was making about Ray J. At what point do we get out of our own bubble and say, it's not just about, because do you know, Katrina, how many times I've had that conversation where people are like, well, listen, as long as me and mine are good, that is literally the narrative that especially Black people live with. Now, these days, back in the day, it was about the community. Back in the day, everybody wanted to look out for their neighbor and their community. It's not like that anymore. Everybody is just like, well, as long as me and mine are good, then we're straight. I'm straight. I don't need to do anything outside of my house. I don't need to do anything for the rest of.
Well, she's right about that. She is definitely right about that, because in my opinion, most of you Negroes have gotten real comfortable about being governed. Oh, I got a house. I got a 3-bedroom house with 2 cars in the driveway. I got a nice 6-figure paying job. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. What's missing? A female behind that. Because most of you red pill Negroes, you red pill Negroes make me sick, but that's another rant for another video.
Of my community. So it's a good point.
Yeah, and I think it goes to the controversial statement that I've made in the past. I believe that desegregation was one of the worst things that happened to the Black community.
Right.
Because we don't depend on each other.
Not according to Darwin. Darwin said desegregation was good to Black people because they were in marriages. They were in marriages and they were eating good. According to Darwin, go talk to him.
For anything, we don't have to. Yeah. There's too much opportunity. There's too much upward mobility to where we feel like, well, if we made it, you should have made it too, because we all had the same opportunity, rather than us saying, hey, we all got to make it so that our community can be better as a whole. That's just not the sentiment or the mentality anymore. And as far as us organizing to raise money for causes within our community, I think, the problem has been so overwhelming and so pervasive that people have accepted it to be what the norm is going to be for the rest of their life. And who are they to feel like they can do anything about it? And is it even practical to think that we can do anything about it,
right,
given the way that the systems are stacked against us? I think that's most people's thought process. And so that's why, to your point, Robin, they thought it was a dire need to get a Black woman in office, because how are we going to fix it ourselves? We don't have a leader. And so
she wasn't gonna leave you to free dummies. She wasn't gonna lead you to anything. I'm not gonna even go there. I'm not gonna even go to the sleeping your way to the top mentality. There are more than a lot of people who we could have looked to at least to be the first commander in chief of the United States of America. Possibly, maybe Cory Booker being one of them, but people complain that he's too young. Wet behind the ears, breast smelling like Similac. Cornel West, I believe, was too old. He might lead us into another burning pit. Let me stop. Other than that, I don't see any other candidates. So, but 2020, what? 2028, if God willing, we see the day. 2028 is going to be something crazy. Mark my words. Mark my words. The next presidency is going to be quite crazy. Now, let's play the rest of this stuff so we can go on to the next clip.
It would potentially be our leader. People complained about Obama saying that he did nothing for the Black community, but what they don't understand is that the things that happen in the executive office, they do directly affect the Black community, whether it doesn't, expressly state this is for the Black community. Okay, so like last week, she was saying she was going to legalize recreational marijuana. People thought that was her pandering to the Black community.
Trinkets. I'm sick and tired of trinkets. I'm sick and tired of these handouts. I'm really sick and tired. What was he going to do systemically for Black people? Was he going to build I don't know, malls for Black people? Was he going to build shopping centers? Was he going to build create bus lines? Was he going to create what was he going to do specifically for Black people? So we can have our own economic growth in this country, just like other minorities do. He did none of that shit. None of it. I don't only keep hearing, well, he did this he put this person in position, he put this person in position, that person in position, here. I mean, he came out with my brothers keep, fuck my brothers keep up. Where's the money so we can transport it into wealth? I want land. And I don't have to keep going this reparation stuff. People have their fight for reparations. I'm for it, don't get me wrong. But knowing that we're not going to get it because it's going to be a bloodbath, it's going to be a mighty bloodbath. And the United States is going to get bankrupt. And what I say to him, I would love to see my check, but I don't want a check. I want land. Give me land. Give me liberty or give me death.
But think about your cousin who's locked up on marijuana charges. Think about your friend who smokes weed every day, who wants to be in the cannabis industry. Like there are things that can happen on that level that do actually affect the Black community, but we don't really think that far.
This woman mentioned weed smoke. And this is the reason why I say these people are totally unfit for podcasting. or calling, or I should say, calling in to a podcast that don't need to exist.
We only see what's in front of us.
And I say that in earnest because what do you talk about besides? Do you know anything about politics? I can tell you right now, I don't know shit about politics, but I know a trick bag when I see it. George Carlin, a comedian who died years ago, didn't know anything about politics, but he certainly knew a trick bags when he saw them. Honestly, let's tell the truth.
You just laid that whole thing out.
No, on to the next. Because she's really getting on my nerves. Onward to, like I said, like, share, subscribe to the channel. This other lady, I think she did an astounding job of lining up the stars on the reasons why Carmilla anyway, why Kamala Harris lost. Like I said, one of them, my main reason why Kamala Harris lost is because she had all them trick bags up there, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Offset from the Amigos, not Mariah Carey, Beyonce, the list goes on, thinking that she was going to get something. It's just like when Hillary Clinton came on the Breakfast Schnubs and with hot sauce. Do we not see the same shit that happens every freaking 4 years? Do we not see these things? It's just like, again, Hillary Clinton comes out with the hot sauce. Kamala Harris says she loves to listen to Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube. Do we not see these things? Absurd. So absurd. Failures.
Talking about it, you're thinking about it, or you were in one of those meltdown videos where you were one of the people screaming. I made a list about it. I came up with 10 reasons why Kamala Harris lost.
Before we get into this, like I said, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Please Tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel. And if you have not done so, please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Let's get it. Hey, smash it. Smash the like button. Smash that like button.
10 reasons. And I am going to get into it. Now, this is in no particular order. Everybody understand? No particular order. I got to say this again, just in case people be like, why'd you put that one first? No particular order. 10 reasons why Kamala Harris lost her campaign. Here's the first reason. Celebrity overload. This is one people may not have thought about. Celebrity overload. Whether it was Beyonce, whether it was Usher, Eminem, whether it was Meg Thee Stallion shaking her booty in Atlanta, there was too much celebrity overload. It went above and beyond. It went over the top. And sometimes when that happens, it can give people the impression that you're trying too hard. Where I come from, we say, you're doing too much. You're just doing too much. Feels like a distraction. In fact, I called this out on Twitter. Beyonce, Oprah, J-Lo, Bruce Springsteen, and Taylor Swift couldn't save Kamala. Looks like working class people aren't swayed by celebrity endorsements. Who would have thought? So you see, you just can't like this.
It's Black Friday all month long at Jerry Center Buick GMC on Centennial. Get Black Friday savings up to $10,000 off new Sierra 1500 4x4s at Jerry Center Buick GMC on Centennial.
Employers see tons of resumes every day and don't have time to carefully review them all, which means that one tiny mistake can get your resume trashed. Get the confidence of knowing you have a mistake-free resume during your job search with help from America's best resource for job seekers. Quickly choose a professionally designed template with one click. Then use our career-specific examples to fill in your resume. No writing experience required. Catch and instantly fix formatting, keyword, and grammar mistakes with our easy-to-use tools. Plus,
working class people don't care about this. People that are trying to pay the bills don't care about that. They don't care about you sitting down with Oprah and all these other celebrities. Actually, that's kind of a slap in their face to some of them because it's like, yeah, I can't relate to you. So I feel like the celebrity appearances and endorsements, I felt like it was too much. You don't need to have a celebrity at every freaking rally. That was too much. And yes, we do know that politicians will have a celebrity every now and then, but it was too much. It was all over the place, and it seemed like such a distraction from your campaign. Then you have people showing up to see what they thought would be a Beyonce concert instead of listening to your message, your policies, and your platform, which you weren't really talking much about that anyway. So that's one. Two, Gaza. The Gaza issue. One of the things we know is probably one of the biggest reasons voters begged Kamala Harris to listen, but she was too busy speaking. In Pennsylvania, 34% of respondents said they would be more likely to vote for the Democratic nominee if the nominee vowed to withhold weapons to Israel, compared to 7% who said they'd be less likely. The rest said it would make no difference. In Arizona, 35% said they'd be more likely. In Georgia, 39% said they would be more likely. This was probably one of the easiest gimmies. All Kamala Harris had to do was commit to an arms embargo and a permanent ceasefire. So the Gaza one is a big one. And you know, I have to point this out. Abandon Harris, he dropped bars. They dropped bars after Kamala lost, just to show you how easy this was for Kamala Harris. We'll fast forward a little bit here. Oh, here we go. Listen to this.
Spare use.
Let me pull it back. Sorry, the Twitter videos sometimes.
Spare use.
So easy. Something so easy.
Community. We endorsed Green Party presidential candidate Dr. Jill Stein and her running mate Dr. Butch Ware. to unify our protest vote. But let there be no misunderstanding. We told our supporters plainly that if they did not share this endorsement, they should still vote third party. Sitting out this election.
That's just too long, and most people wouldn't really get it. So let's get into the third reason.
Harris's fault. And then number 3, the media. The media is part of the reason why Kamala Harris lost. And I say media, I'm talking about corporate media. In fact, they admitted this themselves. The media sat there during this election cycle, and not only did they shame Donald
Lisa should be listening to this.
Trump for having a record, being a felon, not thinking about the fact that there are people within the Democratic Party community that could be in that same situation that may also have had records, not thinking about those things, class issues. The media sat there and they told people that Donald Trump was Hitler. They called Trump supporters Nazis. I'm talking about the Morning Joes, the CNNs. They did all this stuff. They did this. And then when Donald Trump was shot at, then they were like, well, we don't want anybody to, we don't want anyone to lose their life or anything like that. When they stirred up a lot of the hate and a lot of the divisiveness themselves, the media did that. The media sat there and defended Joe Biden when Joe Biden called Trump supporters garbage. Then he tried to walk it back. We know what he meant. The media constantly lied to the American people. It was the media who made you guys believe this woman was doing better than she was. And the polls were showing she lost the Muslim vote. She wasn't going to win. But
we have Muslim community. We have a Muslim community here in Vegas, I believe. I think we do. There's a Muslim community in New York, Pennsylvania, LA, mostly in the eastern region. But this woman apparently didn't see the forest from the tree. And this is the reason why she lost. She apparently ignored everyone's concern and just obviously listened to a whole bunch of people about abortion. But I truly believe abortion is nothing to play with. But God dang it, you're a full-grown woman. And you're a full-grown woman who just needs to stop effing everything that walks. My niggas, I'm talking to my fellas, y'all need to stop putting things where. Oh, thank you so much. I knew she was going to say that. That was my daughter. But my fellas, y'all need to stop putting your ding dongs and things that don't ding dong. I'm trying to clean it up. You get what I mean? We need to listen. There's responsibility and then there's responsibility. And we have a responsibility not only to ourselves, but to our loved ones, our wives, our children, husbands, our children. We have a responsibility and an accountability to ourselves. And this is the reason why I said we need to vote independently. Not independent, have an independent voting block. An independent black voting block. That means we can make any type of decisions we make on who is going to be a candidate, a suitable candidate for us. No matter if you're Pan-African, no matter if you're Adolfs, no matter if you're FBA, no matter if you're from the Muslim community, no matter if you're from Jamaican, Haitian, as melanated people, we need to come. If we're from Morocco, it doesn't. We need to come together as one, and I can't wait for the day that comes. But until that day comes, until we have enough common sense to say, yo, we are not going to fall for this shit anymore. It's been too long. It's been 93 years with very little results. Very little to no results. Let's continue.
The media made you think she was doing so well. She was not doing well. You guys had to come to independent media. You had to come to my channels like mine for me to tell you she was not doing well in Philadelphia.
This is Canyon Ranch. Here, the body is challenged. The mind.
The media even calls out itself. They called out their self for the lies. Listen to this.
This is a mandate. He's won the national popular vote for the first time for a Republican, for the first time since 2004. This is a big deal. This isn't backing into the office. This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans, fix immigration, try to get crime under control, try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that. I think I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel
Sort of like Jamaicans and Africans and so on and so forth. But let me not rant.
Feel like they have been told to just shut up when they have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives. I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex. I mean, we've been sitting around here for the last couple of weeks, and the story that was portrayed was not true. I mean, we were told Puerto Rico was going to change the election. Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley voters, women lying to their husbands. Before that, it was Tim Walz and the camo hats.
And when he says we were told, who told you that? Who told you that Puerto Rico was going to change things? Who told you these things? Where are you getting this information from? From these Democrat strategists? Remember, it's their job to lie. They're supposed to make you think she has a chance when she didn't really have a chance. The media is part of the reason why. The media, I would argue, the way they constantly kept going after Donald Trump and constantly attacking Trump supporters. Joe Scarborough on Morning Joe saying, who raised these people? The way they constantly kept doing that, I would argue that the media probably energized people who probably weren't going to vote to come out and vote against Kamala Harris. Does that make sense? When you look at the data, the numbers are showing you that Trump was able to increase new voter turnout. He got more new registered voters than Kamala Harris did. The media is part of that.
Night after night after night, we were told all these things and gimmicks were going to somehow push Harris over the line, and we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best. That was the fundamentals of the election. And so I think that both parties should always look at the results of an election and figure out what went right and what went wrong. But I think for all of us who cover elections and talk about elections and do this on a day-to-day basis, we have to figure out how to understand, talk to, and listen to the half of the country that rose up tonight and said, we've had it.
I think it's too little too late for that. Although there are people talking, And to my understanding, I might be wrong. I'm pretty much old school. I don't talk to people online like this. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it because it's too many egos, too much of this, too much of that. I'd rather meet you face to face and like we can have an actual conversation and it not be interrupted. We can have dialogue that way. That's just how I was raised, right? And we can talk about playing different ideas and ideologies and shit like that, you know. But if we were to, let's just say, if we were to come up with a plan and that plan implemented to, you know, building something for our children, and we actually had the money to do it, then we need to be in the face to face meeting. This online shit, this is for the kids. This is for people that are under 20, under 25. That's for them. And yikes. Can't believe I'm saying this. Sway and I need to have a conversation. Sway and I definitely need to have a conversation. I can't believe I'm saying that. After hearing in my lifetime, we've been lied to for so long. What difference is what this guy is saying? What difference does it make now? Listen to the American. I think it's time to listen to the American people, where millions of Muslims who come here and just are hard working class citizens get killed on a whim. Black people get Africans getting killed on a whim. Women getting kidnapped. But you don't like those discussions. You don't like those discussions. So let's go.
Enough.
Well, they're not going to do that because that means that they have to leave their cushy studios. They have to get outside of their bubble. But the media is a big part of the reason why Kamala Harris lost. 4, weak economic platform. This is one I think I went over and over. She didn't have the bare minimum economic issues that should have been on the platform. And Bernie Sanders laid out the blueprint for that one. Honey, it's easy. $15 minimum wage. You start with that. It really should be higher. $15 minimum wage. Universal health care, single payer, whatever people call it these days. I don't think they call it Medicare for all no more. Universal health care for everybody. Okay. Paid sick and family leave. By the way, these are issues, with the exception of the healthcare one. These are issues that are passing in red states. Like you just did not have, that's the easiest walk you could have taken. Anybody running for office right now through the Democratic Party.
The way things are right now, we should be paid 20. The maximum should be 25 an hour. And that's for, let's just say, for people in housekeeping, all these odd jobs that people do every day. But here's the thing. You think I was born stupid? Elon Musk, you really think I was born stupid? You really think I was born at night, that last night? I know you are trying to build robots that are mainly going to take over 40% of American jobs. I will repeat myself. Robots soon will be taking over 40% of American jobs. You know why? Because mainly, and this is just my opinion, mainly because I know they are not running the vacuum this late. Mainly because American owes too much money. They just owe too much money. And the fact that this project is going to be up in the billions and billions of dollars economically, because this is where the AI jobs come in. and don't worry, you can go on to Robinhood and you can get shares from AI shares from anywhere on Robinhood, right? Get it on anywhere on Robinhood. And this is where and you can make money off of it. You can make money off of AI jobs, but you have to be a computer nerd. Most of us ain't computer nerds.
You look at the blueprint that Bernie laid out. That's how you energize a young base of voters too. So all this tax credit, $20,000 tax credit. And if you have a baby in the first year, you'll get a tax credit for that too, but it's got to be in the first year, first time home buyer or your first generation, but you got to be one of the two. Ain't nobody got time for all that. You make it easy. You make it simple. Simple. Lack of an economic platform, a strong economic platform. It's that freaking easy. Number one.
No, it ain't. Not according to her. Because just the smiling and giggling and the giggling and the smiling and when Donald Trump stood up there, we're gonna go in, we're gonna kick ass, that's what we're gonna do. Shut up, silly woman. Pull down your panties so I can get a whiff of that. You need to go wash that. Anyway, that's what Trump do. That's what that you do. But again, I am not a Trump supporter. But there are certain people who make me that way. So I said, fuck it. Let y'all drown in misery for all I give a fuck. For those who don't think it's a big deal, it's not a big deal. Because personally, it's not a big deal to me. Because again, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep repeating this. We're all going to go to bed. We're going to wake up in the morning, God willing. We're all going to brush our teeth, wash our face, put on our nice little clean clothes, dress, suit, skirt, whatever. And we're going to go to work. We're going to go to work. We're going to have the weekends off. Or apparently not me because I have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. All right? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And we're going to be regular. We're going to be regular. Trump, none of this shit affects me. It's not going to affect me. And for those women who proclaim that, police brutality and this and that and police reform and this in the world, you do have the Second Amendment. You do know that, right? And you do know you have to you should have learned your laws a long time ago, right? Because you, unlike everybody else, has a right to live in this country whether they don't want you to or not. And half of the freaking police force, depending on where you're at, don't even know their laws. Can't even cite them. They can cite you have a right to remain silent. Let's go.
One issue from voters that was polled was the economy. I cannot understand why you did not have that. That was a gimme. That's a gimme. Big one. Big, easy one. Now you see that's why Bernie Sanders is calling it a disastrous campaign. Because
Wes says they may never win an election again. You never know that. You never know. Because in 4 years we will forget. Most of us are willing to forget. and forgive. That's our biggest problem. The Ku Klux Klan can hang a nigga from a tree from 4 years ago, and that same person cleans up his act, and like he gets on the campaign trail talking about vote for me, and you're willing to forgive that person. You're willing to forgive that person for hanging you and torturing you and suffocating you mentally and physically. This is We-On-Loc Nation. Who is there?
What's up, man?
Hey, brother. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man.
I just want to leave the landscaping, the ordeal, the reasons why Kamala Husseini, whatever you want to call Indians, why she lost. Why she lost? Oh, come on, don't be sentimental.
Hey, man. Well, I'm Indian, bro. So but look, I'll tell you what, Indian and Dominican. But look, I'm gonna tell you half of the reason why she lost. Well, I said half. The number one reason why she lost is because she's a woman. Keep it a buck, bro. America does not want. They don't want no woman. They do not want a woman to be in office. They don't want no woman running as president. I don't see that happening, like at all.
That does not bother me.
Oh no, it don't bother me either.
You can be a goddamn Ninja Turtle for all I care.
Right.
My only Leo, by the way, and my issue is, and I am not a Republican by any means of the word, but what I do understand is all the tricks have been played many of times, and people are still not seeing, they're still not comprehending what these trick bags are. They're just now catching on because of the new generation.
Mm-hmm.
They're catching on because of the new generation that was like, hey, this don't even make no sense, right? Mm-hmm. While the rest of us are screaming reparations. We ain't gonna get no reparations unless we are willing to start some bloodshed. And most of us are scared of revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us are afraid of getting up and knocking on doors and telling the truth to some people without getting the door slammed in their faces. And you can get these Jehovah Witnesses, if you can get these campaign contributors to come over and knock on your door and say, who you voting for today? Well, why can't you get somebody to say, listen, I believe it's time for us to stand up and become a Black independent voting bloc.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly for you, me, my family, your family. We need to do what Ice Cube was willing to do until he got shut down by some 60-year-old over the hill celebrity women. Not going to mention any names. But let's move forward.
I don't understand how you got this wrong. It doesn't matter how many celebrities you bring out on the stage with you. We have inflation. The grocery prices are high. The economy sucks. You guys have not had a good economy under the Biden-Harris administration. How do you have a weak economic platform? It's that simple.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up.
That was number 4. And that actually takes us into number 5. Because this is another one that was a horrible idea. 5, relying on Roe. The campaign started off at one point talking about how people need to make ends meet. I grew up middle class child and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But at least you were, at least in the beginning, you were talking about people can't afford a home.
Oh, speaking of Starbucks, I need some coffee. So you can add something to the coffee fund, like $1, 50 cent, adds up to the coffee fund.
Somewhere along the way, somebody must have advised you and said, stop talking about that and focus on Roe, on an issue that isolates a select group in the country and alienates the men. To focus solely on Roe. It just, all women don't agree with Roe v. Wade. And even some of the women who agree with the right to choose do not believe the right should be at the Supreme Court. They don't believe it should be on the federal level. They believe it should be done through the states. So you chose an issue that the Democrats had this card in their back pocket for a long time that they thought would just resonate with so many women. And all these women would come out and not thinking about the fact that a good portion of those women are also going to be conservative and may not support it, not thinking about the fact that even when it comes to the church community, which they always go to the black church, some of the people in the black church not too fond about that either, not thinking about these things. It is not a number one issue for most voters. So whoever advised Kamala Harris to start focusing mainly on Roe, that was a bad idea. Bad idea. And you know why I say that? Because the numbers show, check this out. To show you my point that people tend to believe it should be at the states, look at the numbers that came from the ballot measures. Abortion rights are beating Kamala in every single state that voted on them. See what I mean? This is the states that had it on the ballot in the state. So the state, most of them passed. Or if it didn't pass, it still got more participation than a vote for her. So this is what people need to see. Progressive policies aren't unelectable. Unpopular Democratic politicians are. So these are the states that had it. Look at the percentage points. And we'll show you the ones tonight who passed.
Hey, I don't see Nevada.
Who didn't?
Nevada. Doggone it, I want numbers. Speaking of numbers, like, share, subscribe to the channel, become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Now, what say you, Montrese? Do you have a problem with anything that she is speaking? Anything at all so far, thus far?
Not really.
Not really. That means we're on the right track thus far. We're on the right track. We're on the right track.
But look at the percentage points. More people came out to vote on abortion in these states than they did for Kamala Harris. So this is why I continue to tell, I don't know who these people are. I don't know who came up with these ideas. But the reality is, at the end of the day, you choosing to focus on that one single issue and thinking that that was going to drive all the women to come out and vote for you, that was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Relied too much on Roe. Mm-hmm. 6. Campaign shaming black men. Oh, this was.
Oh, we touched on this earlier. We touched on Barry Soweto coming to black men and wagging his finger like this and saying, "Shame on you, black men, for not voting for your VP, not voting for your best interests, not voting for your lineage, which you've been voting for 93 years, democratically. And just because she's a woman, I have a problem with that. I have a problem that you wanted to stay home and that you were going to hold your vote. I have a problem with that. So you mean to tell me that this orange man here, Donald J. Trump, is going to be your next president of the United States of America? Oh well. We voted no. I will freely admit, everyone, that I voted for Obama twice.
I did
That's
too.
because I didn't know no better then.
No, you know better.
No, I
You
didn't.
knew
I didn't
better.
know better.
No, you knew
No, I
better,
didn't.
man.
No, I did not.
You know why I say that though? I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't care what nobody say. This is a fact. People did not start trashing Obama until a few years ago. When nobody trashed him in the beginning, even the second time, we already seen what he did the first time, which was restore the auto industry, and he actually did help out a lot of Americans. And so, I'm not gonna ever trash Obama. I'm not gonna ever do that because he was better than Bush. He was a better he was a better president than George Bush was.
What's the job of a politician?
Oh, you
What's
mean the
the
same? You said what's the
I'm look,
job of a? Oh yeah, what?
what is the yeah? I'm asking. What is the job of a politician?
Oh, you want an honest answer?
Yes, sir.
Shit, to manipulate us. To be honest with you, because they all do it.
Exactly. The job of a politician is to think that you have a freedom of choice. That
Yeah.
that feel good tactic, just like a woman when she's, she wants to feel good about herself and she wants other people to side with her so she can, emasculate that feel good moment. Not everything is a feel good moment. Just because you grow roses in your backyard don't mean they don't stink. Reality is reality. You don't have a freedom of choice in this country. That's why the electoral colleges put him in office. You don't have voters, you have owners who own all of us. Whites, blacks, Mexicans, Hispanics, Indians, anyone who comes into this country, they damn near have the United States on lockdown. They own all the important land. They have control of everything. The state, the Senate, the Congress, the mayors, the governors, they got the judges in their back pockets, and pretty soon they're gonna have Social Security. They're gonna have your Social Security. This is the reason why elderlies are still working. There was a time where
So,
elderlies weren't working. And they
yep.
were collecting what? Social Security at age 60. Now it's up to 66 or something like that.
Let's go. But
Was
see,
the kicker.
that's
Barack Obama comes out there and shames black men and says the problem is with you brothers. And if it wasn't him, it was people that were surrogates of the campaign that were shaming black men. But what
My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. I was supposed to get this. Sorry about that. Better question. What's the job of a leader? Good question. A good leader knows not to pussyfoot, to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. If it may hurt somebody, if it may hurt family members. Me and my family, for example, we don't talk around this time. You know why? Because everybody gets on me because I didn't vote nationally. I voted locally. And my aunt said it was stupid. My oldest cousin said you lost your damn mind. I mean, I had to like nearly damn near not lose my cool. And when I tell them the reasons why, and these are good reasons, these are good factual reasons. I'm not going to say anything without pulling up no facts. Or if I can't pull it up, I know damn well someone who knows their shit, and I'll pull it up and I'll let them speak. And they'll pull up an actual sheet like you will look up the policies, which anybody can Google policies, right? Anybody can Google specific policies from, say, from Obama back then, from not right now Kamala Harris, from Donald Trump's policies, which he didn't write those policies, by the way. Wink, wink. You can look up any policy and you can basically fact check everything that Donald Trump has stated. Which, by the way, I have the clip of him making his first executive order, and it's not January yet. So, what is an actual leader, Montrese? Montrese.
So what's up? What's that?
What is a leader? Wes wanted to know, what is a leader? What is the job of a leader?
So the job of a leader is to lead the people. You know, it's the privacy, bro. Like it's not to lead us into no bullshit like the bullshit we've been in for the past 150 years. Because ain't none of these presidents really did what they were supposed to do. They just did what they were told to do. That's why I said they pawns.
Right, until one day you ran into this white boy. And he actually did some of the things that he said he was going to do.
Well, they all do. They all do some of the things
After
that they
the first 2 years? After
well,
the first 2.
well, they all do something. Every president, they've all done something.
It ain't enough for me.
It's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough.
No, because again, everybody loves the one thing that they can put in their pockets, and you can lose on a whim, and that's money. And money depreciates in value, right? So, what do you do when you owe too much money to somebody? You off them, or you replace them with people who don't speak your language. Vis-a-vis immigrants. Not saying that every immigrant don't deserve to be in America, because there are actually immigrants who were born in America. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people who want to sneaky dink their little asses up in here and get murked by a whole bunch of barbed wire because they jump in the freaking river and they got barbed wire in the river, which is kind of messed up. But hey, this is the same thing that happened with Cuba when they had all the boats and shit, and half of them motherfuckers were floating in the river. You got to be one unintelligent person to not having some type of policy for an individual who wants to come to this country legally. Am I saying that Donald Trump is going to be that guy? No, because he possibly may be deportating some of these people out of here, which I don't think he's going to do because he didn't even do that last time. I don't think. Do you know? I don't know. I do not.
I don't trust him. I tell you that.
You don't. I don't trust him either. But he's here, so let's see
Yeah.
what he does. Let's see what he does. And I told this guy at work. I said the first 4 years he was already setting up his pawns. These 4 years might be checkmate for some people.
Yeah, for him, to benefit him, yeah.
I thought she was going to, honestly, I thought she was going to say that other thing. It was like, it's going to be checkmate for him because somebody's going to execute him. Somebody's going to end up.
It's a possibility.
Oh, good Lord, stop. Ain't nobody going to execute him. Ain't nobody going to do that. He's protected now.
And we don't know that. I mean, anybody,
security? No. Them little lame ass security people, those were lames. He's going to get real Trump type security people now. Like 24/7 around the clock security. Whenever he eats, he's going to have security there. Whenever he takes a crap, he's going to have security there. I'm telling you.
Hey, anybody can be God.
Okay.
What made it bad for Kamala is when she was questioned about what Barack Obama said to black men, she didn't push back. She tried to change the subject. You cannot sit up there and shame your own base. This is an easy one. Like, do you guys remember Bernie Sanders shaming his own base? Do you guys see Donald Trump shaming his own base?
See how I use an ad blocker. Very mindful, very demure. I'm not watching ads like the rest of you.
Ad blocker.
Why would you? The best thing for Kamala Harris to have done at that point in time is to say, I respectfully disagree with what Barack Obama has said. You can also add some data to show that like black men overperform when it comes to voting for Democrat presidential candidates when compared to any other male demographic. You couldn't even do that. So the Democratic Party, this whole idea of shaming black men and now they're trying to shame Latino men and all this doesn't make people want to come home to you. If I know every night I walk through the door, you're going to scream and yell at me, I don't want to come home to you. I might just get in the car and just go for a drive. I don't want to come home to you. So what is this? Bad idea. Shaming black men. That was another reason why I think Kamala Harris lost. And then there is number 7. And this was probably the worst of the worst of the worst. Hillary Clinton. Adding Hillary Clinton to your advising team. The woman who lost. And how did we know? Because she told us so.
So what is your assessment of the stakes of this election? I mean, you are in a very exclusive club of people who've ever run for president, let alone run against Donald Trump.
My bad. Fair use.
So to what extent do you offer counsel or do you speak with Kamala Harris about how to run against Donald Trump, who, as you've said, is a different candidate now, a darker candidate, arguably, than he was in 2016?
That's absolutely true, Willie. You know, I've talked with Kamala a few times. I obviously talked with her before the debate because he is more incoherent. He is angrier. He is lashing out all the time at everybody. He's filled with grievance and rage. And, you know, in my acceptance speech at the convention way back in 2016, I said, you know, you can't trust somebody with nuclear weapons who you can bait with a tweet, because I saw that in him at the time. A lot of people didn't, or they gave him the benefit of the doubt, or they thought, hey, you know, we've had two terms of a Democrat, let's try the Republicans for whatever reason. I understand that. But now the stakes are even higher because he has a record. We have seen him try to abuse power. We have seen him try to overturn a legitimate, free, fair election. We have watched him bungle COVID and cause unnecessary deaths and pain. So he has a record. And in addition to that, he's told us what he's going to do. He is absolutely linked to this Project 2025 and all of their dark and dystopian efforts to turn the clock back on Americans' rights and the way we live and how we, look at our futures together. And has a long rhetorical record now of making it very clear that he would be unaccountable if he were ever near the White House again.
Thoughts?
She right.
Mind you, this is the same woman that pulled out hot sauce and said, I am part of the black community. Come on.
Yeah, but just like Trump said that he wants troops like Hitler had. So again, this is why I'm neither side, but I'm not biased either.
I mean, wasn't his father a part of the Ku Klux Klan or something?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he was too.
Mm-hmm. But got him a whole trust fund, and he lost that money, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure did.
Lost all that money.
Mm-hmm.
So the app, what is the old saying? The apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yep.
So what do you think his sons are doing right now, and his daughter? Which,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, he made an inappropriate comment about his daughter, but I'm not going to say it on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about
took
that.
advice from Hillary Clinton, someone who lost to Donald Trump. Why would you listen to her? She's a loser. Like, hello, loser. She lost. Why would you take advice from her? She's bougie, she's snobby, she's prudish, she's not likable. I'm getting her off the screen right now. I can't even look at her anymore. She's not likable. Hillary Clinton, another reason why Kamala Harris lost her campaign. Number 8, and this one is probably the most crucial of them. Kamala Harris abandoned her base. Imagine if Bernie Sanders, when he was running, he would have abandoned his base and saying, I'm going to put a Republican in my cabinet. Actually, hey, Marco Rubio, why don't you come on over here and help me with my campaign and we can work together? This is what Kamala Harris did. She was unwilling to work with progressive socialists, put those people as part of her campaign, but she reached out her hand to Liz Cheney, and she bragged about her endorsement from Dick Cheney. These are two warmongering people. And that right there told everybody what your cabinet would look like. And that right there told everybody what your agenda would look like when it comes to foreign policy. Okay. You were willing to extend your arm to Republicans who were not even on agreement with you on a lot of these things. But you weren't willing to extend your arm to go to Dearborn and talk to the Muslim community there. You weren't willing to extend your arm to progressive, to socialist voices. You just was trying to lean into moderate Republicans. She was trying to capture those Nikki Haley voters. But when you look back at the GOP primary, you yourself will see that most of the people who voted for Nikki Haley were independent voters. So I guess she thought she could pick them up. This whole idea of I can pick up these Republicans and all these Republicans will come and support me, that's usually not the reality. The reality is, when you look at the numbers, they usually support their party. And you can even see it here. Another criticism, the Liz Cheney factor. Shout out to Case Study QB for this one, discussing VP Harris did not play to her base. Look, they're even calling it out now.
We have learned that there is not an opposing party to the Republicans. The Democrats need to clear out the entire leadership group and build it from the ground up again, because they failed at every level they could fail at last night.
You feel that the Democratic Party should be essentially...
Wait! Marjorie! Hey! Who does he remind you of? Sidebar. Who does this nigga remind you of?
The dude with the yellow shirt.
Yeah.
What's his name from the band Roots?
Yeah, but I'm thinking more like, who's that dude that said, I was gonna wake up, but then I got high.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh goddamn! My bad. What said Frederick Douglass? And we'll see how political this guy is.
Stripped and start anew. What would...
Let's go back to that one more time.
We have learned that there is not an opposing party to the Republicans. The Democrats need to clear out the entire leadership group and build it from the ground up again, because they failed at every level they could fail at last night.
They failed at every level they can fail at.
You feel that the Democratic Party should be essentially, stripped and start anew. What would that new Democratic Party look like, and what would it be? What are the differences in what the traditional Democratic Party be?
Well, take a note from the Republicans. Play to your base. Kamala Harris did not play to her base in this election. And I say that as somebody who lives where Kamala Harris is from, Oakland, California. She did not play to the values that she grew up raised with here in Oakland, California, in Berkeley, California. The fact that she didn't do a rally here shows that she knew that. And she played, the fact that you picked two of the least popular Republicans to talk to, campaign with, Dick and Liz Cheney, shows that, you're not playing to your base. And I respect Kamala Harris. It's got to be hard right now, but you have to play to your base. And the base of the party is young, it is progressive, it is left leaning, it cares about Gaza. And they, by not bringing a Palestinian on stage to the DNC, by talking about we want to have the most lethal fighting force in the country, these are not the base values of the Democratic Party.
There will be an autopsy after all of this, I'm sure. W. Kamau Bell.
You see it? Perfect statement there. She did not. She abandoned her base. One of the biggest mistakes I think that you can make. Again, Bernie never did this. Never abandoned his base when he was running for president. And we can talk about what happened after. But when he was running, did not abandon his base. The Democratic Party, this whole idea, you running this Hillary Clinton style campaign, this whole idea of let me try to lean into the right and appeal to the Republicans. I don't see Republican candidates doing that to Democrats. You don't see people that run the Republican Party, you didn't see Nikki Haley saying, let me lean into the Democrats. Donald Trump wasn't like, let me lean into the Democrats. Let me pick these Democrats and put them part of my team and have them in my cabinet, have them on my cabinet. What I'm saying is this. The Democratic Party is always trying to lean to the right. And they're willing to do that because that's still status quo. Anything to get away from the left, the real left. And it's not a winning strategy. You got to be able to pick up those voters that supported Bernie Sanders, that no longer support him or any of these other progressives anymore. And you're not going to pick those people up by running a Liz Cheney. Whoever came up with this idea, they should be fired. Period. I don't know whose bright idea that was. Let's get Liz Cheney on board. They should be fired. Okay? That was number 8. Number 9.
Before we get to the top 2, any questions, any concerns, any inquiries, any regrets, anything at all? None at all. Okay. Right. And of course, we have an agenda. And that agenda is organizing. Or you plan on just doing the same old trick bag shit that you've been doing for damn near ever since you were born. And they told you straight to your ear that it's okay to vote democratically. It's okay to vote this way. It's okay to vote that way. How dare you disrespect our family like that by not voting? There are people who fought and died for your right to live, right to vote, right to make decisions. I'm not gonna vote for the banana and tailpipe. No, but listen, I told these certain women, I ain't gonna mention no names. I told these certain women specifically, what these people do is not gonna be in your best interest anyway. So the best thing for you to do is to either A, not have sex, which is going to be hard for people to do, is to not have sex. Number two, wear condoms, which I did hear in the Project 2025. They're going to start banning condoms.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to start banning condoms and contraceptives and everything. No pills or any other kind. Especially when he got rid of Roe v. Wade, that means all those hormones. No, that's all gone. That's going to be all gone. So, abortions. He's going to start. If this is true, he's going to start banning a lot of states who mainly deal with abortion rights. All of them are going to turn red, with the exception with a couple, because again, this is why I vote locally, because your local districts are important, because he just can't up and make decisions without consulting with the state, or is it either going to be the state or federal, whichever comes first. He has to consult with them. He really does.
Yeah, people don't understand that though. They think the president can just do and say whatever he wants. Yeah, people don't know that shit, man. So I don't even bother talking to these idiots because they believe that local ain't shit and it don't mean nothing. And yeah, you just can't talk to stupid people, man. The motherfuckers stupid.
Yes, they have to talk to the people who are in charge in the state first before anything. And if they refuse, and this is the reason why we are important. If we have anything to say, we can reach our local state, our peers, our mayors, our governors, our legislators. We can reach them if we all voted together.
Yep.
Get it? Got it?
Ding dong.
Good. All right. You got the idiot part right.
The border. She was in charge of
This is number 9, by the way.
the border. She's the current vice president. That was her assignment. All this time that went by, she wasn't really going down to, she said she didn't go to the border, right? Now she runs for president and people ask her, what about the border situation? And she says, well, we had a bill, but Donald Trump called his buddies and said, cancel the bill. What does that have to do with everything that you were supposed to be doing before that bill went through Congress? You weren't doing anything. You told Lester Holt you hadn't been there. You weren't doing the job. She did not own the accountability and the responsibility for what happened at the border. This was the mistake about selecting someone and selecting anyone, period, but selecting someone that was a part of the current administration, because you were part of the problem. She flips her border message to all of a sudden this ad that is like, I'm going to be hawkish on the border. I was tough on crime and border people and international criminals and all that. Yeah. Okay. Who are you now? You know, you were there all that time. You ain't do nothing with the border. Now we're supposed to believe that you spent all this time as AG cracking down on the border. Okay, then why weren't you doing it when you were in office? Not a good look. That was the border, number 9. And number 10, which was the easiest one of all. Kamala Harris never distanced herself from Joe Biden. You had one job. All you had to do was separate yourself from Joe Biden, and you couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. She went on to The View. Is there anything that Joe Biden has done that you would do differently? No. Blew it. Blew it. What do you mean? No. Now you just told everybody that Joe Biden is running again. Couldn't do that. Could not separate herself from Joe Biden. Not from the lean into the Republicans and the Liz Cheney and all this shit. You said, well, for one, I'm not Joe Biden. You sounded like him to me. Some of the policies that she had on her website were on Joe Biden's 2024 website. Nobody knew who you were. You were just trying to be something in front of one person, then another person, and all she had to do was that. And that would have led into the Gaza situation. Because if she would have separated herself from Joe Biden, one of the key ways of doing that was showing people how she would have been different on Israel and Gaza. I will always make sure Israel has a right to defend itself.
You believe U.S. Senate?
This all began on October 7th. That right there let people know you would not be different. One job, one freaking job. Couldn't do it.
I mean, it's true what they say. I mean, her and Montel Williams had an affair. Was I not supposed to be saying that? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
do apologize.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got that, and then you got Donald Trump is allegedly a pedophile, and he was on Epstein Island. So yeah, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot, man.
He was on Epstein Island?
And listen, people know that already, man. They should know that already.
There's a lot of shit that I know. A lot of
Hell
shit
yeah,
people
I know you know. I know you know.
There's a lot of shit that people don't.
Hell no, they don't know. Oh yeah, by the way.
I know Robert from anywhere from like Robert Kelly to freaking P. Diddy to Harvey Weinstein
No Diddy.
to Kevin Spacey to come on.
So allegedly all these people. This is all alleged, everybody. This is all alleged.
Alleged my ass.
Oh well, fuck it. I'm all right. Fuck it.
Tell the truth. If a agate can come out and say that I am gay.
Fuck it. Hey, we going all in then.
We got
to. By the way, for you people, the next time there's an election that might be in 2 years, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to get Trump up out of there again. Y'all need to go to y'all town hall meetings. That's important too. Y'all should start doing that as well.
Who the hell you think you talking to? I
know you do.
Don't do nothing. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm just fine. I got my house. I got 2 cars, and I got clothes for days. I got money flowing out of my pockets. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do.
And a lot of those people that talk like
nigga, I make 6 figures, nigga.
Oh yeah. And a lot of those people that talk like that be broken and bitch.
Yeah, it broke it in.
Can't even rub two nickels
I
together.
was gonna say something smart for a certain people, but I'll just leave
Mm.
it alone.
Mm.
Leave it alone. I mean, I gotta be like, I gotta be like that. What's the sector called? The B sector. I gotta be like the B sector. But then again, I don't want to be the B sector because I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Could not do it. So people said, why should they support you? Why? You were the same. They knew they'd get the same old. And this leaning to the Republican, I'll show you how it works. It does not work. Look at this. How registered Republicans voted. 94% in 2020, 94% Trump, 6% Democrat.
Damn.
2024 election, 94% Trump, 5% Democrat. This mythical idea of let me win over all these Republicans, it's not real. This was stupid. Well, some of the Republicans voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah, blown out like hamburger meat out of a woman's vagina. I'll play. Hey, some women's pussy look like balled up on Hey, Kamala. No, you know what? I ain't gonna get dinged. I'm gonna get dinged if I talk about. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna shut up.
Yes, that's true. But same thing at the end of the day, he didn't rely on it. You can't rely on it. This is just a what? And there's a bonus. The bonus. There was no Democrat primary.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that. Good point. Who the hell washes collard greens out the bathtub, Nick? If you want collard greens out the tub, nigga, you talking about the tub with the ring in it? When you get out the bitch, you talking about that? You talking about that when you take showers, you talking about the rings around them towels, you talking about you wash collard green. Who gonna eat that shit? Hey, Ma, these collard greens smell like body and ass. These collard greens smell like ass. They're like, don't you disrespect my cooking like that. Don't you disrespect my cooking. I washed them perfectly good out the tub. Ain't nobody want to eat that shit.
There was no Democrat primary. She was selected. You didn't give people a choice. Maybe people wanted to sit down and see the options and vote like we used to do and vote for that person. And then that person becomes the nominee. No, this woman was selected. And I believe she was selected because they knew she probably wouldn't make it to the primary, just like she didn't in 2020. These are all the things that went wrong with Kamala Harris's campaign. And that's just 10. And that's why she lost. I'm not a Democrat strategist. I don't work in DC, but I have something called common sense. And if I can figure this shit out, you guys in DC can figure it out too. What a mess. Hey, guys.
All right. Hey, guess what? Remember that? Oh, and I do want to give a shout out to the man, Tony Todd, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, rest in peace to a legend, man.
Graduated in Michigan at Michigan State. Jesus Christ. My fucking hometown. Candyman his damn self. He will always forever be Candyman.
Oh yeah, I feel that's how I feel, bro. That's how I feel.
I remember when I first spotted Tony Todd. Oh my God, I still have Tony Todd's autograph somewhere around here. I remember when I first seen old Todd. It was on Lean on Me. This is my new dean of security, Mr. William Wrights. He will be my avenging angel as you teachers reclaim the halls. This is a constitution of learning, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't control it, how can you teach? Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm.
Yes, man.
Barack also knew earlier on. That's why he didn't support Kamala from the beginning. But yet he's gonna bring his carcass onto the black community and wag his finger like he was a white man beating the shit out of a black man. I don't appreciate that. But now the meat and potatoes. I like to play with my food before I devour it. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I don't get dinged
For time.
I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
This week on 60 Minutes, we're examining election 2024. County by county, state by state.
Shit, hold on.
I'm going to vomit.
You're going to what?
I'm a vomit.
Shut up.
Everything about that orange peel just sickens me, bro.
Yeah, I understand.
That red faced pasty bastard.
But do you notice why he does that? He used to do that. He used to do that all the time. Here it goes. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Donnie and Marie here in Vegas. They always want to look young, and of course, not Huey P. Newton. The Newton guy. He's a singer here in Las Vegas. That boy's face be glistening in the motherfucker. And he's what, damn near close to 80 years old, and just want to look young. That's what they want to do. They just want to look young. You're gonna really.
It ain't working.
4 years on Wednesday. He will meet with President Joe Biden in the Oval Office. Yesterday, Trump took the unusual step of announcing key figures who will not be part of his administration. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn joins us live with the latest on the president-elect's transition. Good morning, Bradley.
Where is he at? Hold on. Where the fuck did I see that at? Oh, I know all that. I know where I seen it at. Well, so far, I've managed to hear a couple of people say that these people, these black women, are delusional as hell if they think that things are just gonna happen out blue. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. But yet they don't want to have anything to do with black people right now, which is fine. but you'll be doing yourself a disservice. I think that was it. Let me check.
Their opinion goes in situations when you're in groups, one person
Yeah.
starts a bigger gap for them to be influenced. Again, I will always push it back to your family structure. If your family structure is not in place and solid, you're leaving a gap for other people to influence your beliefs and
on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding. As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports, and we will protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent. The identity will not be new, and it will not be without parental consent. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
You still alive?
Yeah, man. Hopefully in about a year or so, a heart attack takes him out. I just can't take the dude, bro.
Oh, good Lord. Why you wishing death upon people? That's not
Man,
right.
listen. All racist people can kiss my ass, bro. I don't care about, and I don't care about none of these coons either. And these, I was listening to Tupac in college. All this dumb shit that they be saying, bro, on both sides.
Hey! I got that tomorrow, dude. Come on,
Okay.
Don't give it away yet. Don't give it away. Don't give it away yet. Shit, you're giving it away with the one thing I want to do tomorrow.
Shit, I didn't know you was doing that.
Especially D.L. Hughley's punk ass. Half of these people just dumb and stupid. Just dumb and stupid. Just dumb and stupid. Yeah, until this dumb and stupid nigga comes straight into your face. And he's like, what's up? What's happening? Just like that situation that happened with Roly Poly Martin the other day.
Roly Poly Martin.
He thought he could get away with it on Twitter. All right, calling this one brother dumb and stupid, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about when it comes to this election. Blah, 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 blah. They should just shut the hell up and just go vote. And the next thing you know, 3 days later, it's like, well, what's up now? It's like, I'm here. What's up now? Like, you should have never did that shit.
I mean, well, I will say this. I love black people, but I hate niggas. I'm sorry. I mean, I just do. I just
You
can't
wish you
stand.
joined the Ku Klux Klan?
Nah. I love black people, but I hate niggas.
Oh, stop. They're wholesome people. They just need a quick turnaround.
Nah, bro.
A brand kettle and have it, branded in the ass or something. I don't know.
Slap upside the head.
It's something like a long time ago there was a movie from that dude from Soul Glow. I forgot what his name was, but anyway, he had driven around in that black truck and started picking up niggas that were violating in the community. Damn, I missed that. And I also, if Dr. Khalil Muhammad were alive today, he would turn out some shit. Oh my goodness. Okay, Montrese, this is the last one. I hope you got your medicine. I hope you got your medicine, because you ain't gonna like this one.
Black voters. So we return the favor. Now, on a side note, truth be told, I went to bed about my normal time last night because its entire MO. They stick up for illegal aliens and foreign countries, but not for Black Americans. That's deliberate. They want to make it excruciatingly clear that they are far more concerned about people who aren't even citizens than they are about Black Americans right here at home. That's how determined Democrats are to ignore us. They will gladly commit political suicide if they think it's going to mean ignoring Black voters. So we return the favor. Now, on a side note, truth be told, I went to bed about my normal time last night because my hopes and dreams didn't hinge on the outcome of this election. We in the Black grassroots, we have an agenda of our own, and we're going to keep pursuing that regardless of the outcome. But for the result to be what it was is significant in that it makes a direct connection between Black voter anger and the Democrats' defeat. And to have immediate consequences for ignoring us is important. The white media will never admit this because they're determined to never do anything that validates our power. But it's important that we know this. Okay, let me say this right off the bat. The orange man's victory changes nothing for us on reparations. It may be good on immigration if he takes a hard line on that one, but if his first term is any indication, he'll be more talk than action on that one. Remember, Republicans cater to the corporations who rely on illegal immigrants as cheap labor, and the banking interests who also rely on them for those remittance fees. If Trump truly wanted to stop illegal immigration dead, he would punish the businesses who employ these illegals, the landlords who give them places to live, and he would push legislation to stop banks from letting them send money home. But since everybody makes so much money off of it, I doubt that's going to happen. It's losing, just not by as much. Kamala Harris thought that she could BS her way through the election. She's still no better than the local Oakland level attorney that she was 35 years ago. She was never any higher caliber than a county courthouse level mind. She was in way over her head. This is what happens when she doesn't have the California political machine behind her. When she doesn't have her boyfriend, low-down Willie Brown, to go ahead and say, Trump, don't crowd Kamala, Trump, don't crowd Kamala. She wasn't able to do any of that. They didn't have the California political machine to put its thumb on the scales. She had to come out here into the rest of the country and face black voters who are actually the majority in these cities, or in many cases, at least tip voters at the state level. And this is who she had to contend with. And what she found was the shucking and jiving that she did, the talking in circles, that don't fly.
Oh, I'm not even on camera for that. Yeah. This is all she was doing. I am going to do the American people a service. I used to be your prosecutor. That's all that woman ever did. I mean, God, Lord Jesus Christ. But hey, all is said and done. We have until, what's today's date? The 11th. So we got about a month and a quarter to go. So everyone, chill. Do your normal shit. Sit back, relax, enjoy the shit until January. And then we're going to see what the country really is going to be excited about. But even then, I'm still going to say chill, relax. This is the same old shit. It's not gonna even affect any. It's not gonna affect because I'm gonna be at work.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's gonna piss me off is I got parent teacher conferences tomorrow and I can't even go because I got to work. That's the only thing that's gonna piss me off because I really want to go. I really want to go to see. I really want to go see and talk to those teachers, but can't do it. So my wife has to do it. I'm about to go ahead and transition over to Trisha's. You want to go?
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm gonna slide by there, and I'm gonna say what's up, and then I'm gonna call it a night. But I will definitely see. I'll see you over there.
All right, bro.
All right, man. And this is the conclusion of the We-On-Loc Nation channel with my main man, Candyman. Tony. Montrese here, and this was a wake-up call. This is a nigga wake-up call. Organize, niggas. Organize. Organize or die.